Welcome to About the Facts podcast with Brittane and Mike, a podcast designed to educate, navigate, and empower you to become an advocate for your family, yourself, and your community. We uncover the facts and dive into the issues that prevent people like you and me from thriving. You'll gain the tools and the insights to ask the right questions, challenge the system, and stand up for what's right. Get ready to be informed, inspired, and empowered, because the power to advocate starts with you. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. It's an amazing day with the About the Facts podcast. We're so excited to be back here today.
We are back today, and we have some great things in store for you guys.
I'm your host, Mike Shelton.
And I'm Brittane Grant.
And we're so excited to be here. We are in a series about politics and talking about how important it is not only to vote, but introduce you to some candidates running for Ward 7 City Council here in Oklahoma City.
Yeah, we had a great episode with Masood Haq. And so we are bringing in some more candidates to let you know about their platforms, what they want to do in the community, and what's important to them.
Absolutely. Why don't you tell them about just a little bit about the facts?
About the facts. So here we bring in, it's an interview-based podcast. So we bring in subject matter experts. We bring in politicians, change agents, and thought leaders to make sure that, we want to hear from them about the facts. There's so many things that we hear that's not, just off of social media. It's
so much fake news.
Fake news.
We've lived a world of fake news. I didn't ever hear the word fake news until several years ago, and now everything's fake news. Yeah. And I'm telling you, it's more fake news out there than real news. And so we all have to be very cautious on how we're looking at this news. But more importantly, we want to make sure that we educate you on what's going on, but we want to help you navigate through the red tape, bureaucratic red tape, to help you be the best self-advocate for yourself, but not only for you, but your family as well as your community. And so that's kind of how we came up with About the Facts podcast. And we've been working on this for about a year, and we're just happy to be here. We had a wonderful visit with Masood Haq, a candidate for Ward 7 City Council in Oklahoma City yesterday. And did anything stick out to you that he talked about?
I love the fact that he said he was a community ambassador. That's so important to understand, ambassadorship and being a leader inside of your community. So that stuck out to me because not only, election time, you hear from the candidates during election time. And you really want to see, as a constituent, you want to see them doing work in the community well before they become candidates. You want to see what their track record looks like. And so I think that's very important to our listeners. I think it's important for our voters to understand and to see that they can back someone that's for their community, and they've been in the community, and it's not just because they thought, it's a great idea for me to run for office, but they want to see change, and they've been about that change.
Now, Brittane, I got an important question for you. Mm-hmm. Okay, so November, we had a tough election, mm-hmm. and there's a lot of people that have turned their back on politics, say that they're done, they're sticking their head in the sand, they've turned off the TV, mm-hmm. and just what advice would you give to people that are deciding that they don't want to vote?
I think it's important that right now is when our voices need to be heard the most. So when it doesn't go our way in whatever election, whatever direction it's swayed in, we need to maintain that momentum of, okay, we don't just need to sit back and say, I'm done. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to do it. You get what you get. Don't throw a fit. I've heard that all the time.
Not you get what you get.
I've heard that so many times. You get what you get. And so people are, they're just like, it didn't go my way. So I'm going to just sit back with my popcorn and see, how things just kind of roll out. And we can't do that. We have to continue to want to better our communities and make sure that we're on board.
And February 11th is going to bring up a multitude of campaigns that I consider most close to the people, most close to your neighborhood, most close to the families and how you live. We have a City Council Ward 7 campaign. We have a County Commissioner campaign. Yep. We have a board chair of Oklahoma City Public School campaign and other campaigns. But there is nothing more important than getting engaged in those campaigns. A lot of people vote for the bigger elections because they get all the hype, but it's these that run under the radar and people don't vote for them. And just as a reminder, it's on February 11th, and it's important to go vote. Yeah. And so we just are excited to have these candidates come in and help us with the with talking and sharing and educating with our community. Yeah. We got a doorbell. That means somebody's here. Let's see who's here.
Who is here with us today?
Hello, hello, hello.
It looks like we have Miss Andrea
Holman. She is a candidate for Ward 7, Oklahoma City school, not school board, but Oklahoma City Ward 7. Yeah, City Council.
I am.
All right. Now, you're an old pro at doing this, right?
I am.
Okay. Well, we welcome you to our podcast, and it's so excited to have you. And we appreciate you. I'm going to ask you to do me. We don't bite, and just scoot on in here. I don't want your supporters to say, "Oh, we didn't let her left hand get in the picture." So no, we're excited to have you.
Thank you.
I'm going to let you start with the first question.
Yeah, we're just going to ask you some questions. It's just laid back. We just want to hear about you, learn about you and your platform. So tell us about yourself, and then tell us why you decided to run for City Council.
Alrighty. My name is Andrea Holman, and I am running for Ward 7. I'm not new to the community. I've been in the community for a very long time. I am actually born and raised in Oklahoma, from Guthrie, Oklahoma, and my parents moved to Oklahoma. My father is from Oklahoma. He is a Trojan. And so, yes.
All our parents are
Trojans.
All
of our parents are probably Trojans at that time. So, I grew up K through 12 at Millwood High School, Millwood Schools, and just learned a leadership there. That was one of the things that we had to learn, was to become a leader. And it was the driving force of just getting out there and knowing who you are and who you serve, and just being that person that you really and truly have grown up to be. And I was class president from 6th grade all the way to 12th.
Okay, really? I did not know that.
Until now. Until currently. I am still currently the president.
Oh, awesome.
Yes. And so after Millwood, I went to Langston University and majored in broadcast journalism. Okay. And
you're an old pro. See, you didn't tell me all of that.
Hey,
you didn't tell me all of that. That was a secret. I was concerned, and I should have known.
Yes, sir.
I should have known. Because of Millwood, because of Langston University, you were already prepared. I'm sorry.
I had to be 100 steps ahead of the game.
Okay.
Right? That's what we were taught.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
You don't have to. And after Langston, I started working for the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education and the State Department of Ed. Okay. Enjoyed every minute of that. It was for the Minority Teacher Recruitment Center because we were having at that time a lack of teachers of minorities. And so we were recruiting, and I became a coordinator. And it was I enjoyed it tremendously. We had to either have our master's degree or have a doctoral. So I went in to go and get my doctoral and study for my master's degree in international relations. And as I went through international relations, because I knew where we were headed, before even seeing the forecast, before the forecast was even given. So that was one of the things that I did. Went there, ended up saying, okay, things had started turning, different tables. They kind of dissolved the center. And as they dissolved it, I moved to Dallas. Okay. And as I moved to Dallas, I became fashion coordinator. I always enjoyed fashion, even in high school. Became a model and did all those things, which, people, I've heard and I've seen and read where being a model and a fashion designer and being, how is she going to be coming into the political scene and being a fashion designer? Well, the thing of it is that you have trends, you have to have forecasts, you have to have an audience, and you have to have knowledge. And when you have knowledge on all of those spectrums, that's when you become successful. Because you know your brand, and you have to be branded. And even in politics, you still have to be branded.
Yeah.
So that kept me going. And then I was seeing at IBM, from IBM, I started working at IBM as a trainer. And when I became that trainer, I learned more things and getting out there, speaking to people, and understanding the learning curve. How do you learn? How do you do this? How do you do that? That was me, always asking the question of why and how and why. Always why, So then I got there, and then I'm going to cut it real short because I've had an extensive career path. And Hewlett Packard is where I ended my longevity in Dallas, which wasn't that long. It was long, but it was long enough for me to know that they invested. They invested in their people. And that is one of the reasons why I'm running, is because we have to invest in our people. And investment is where I'm the investment queen. Okay? You got the ambassador, but you have that queen.
You got the queen.
Okay, on the board.
All right. Okay.
We're not playing checkers. We're playing chess.
Okay.
So, Hewlett Packard gave me the opportunity to be able to work with the Dallas Mavericks, and we did all of their up-to-date electronics and things like that, and how the movements, how they do things, just the state of the art. It was the state of the arts that we did, and I was a part of that. And it really brought me joy to even get into that particular arena. After that, my mother became ill, brought me back to Oklahoma. I believe God first, family second. Okay, so I packed up, moved back here, and I enjoyed myself and did the things that I needed to do. I came back into the community. I came back with my feet running, doing everything that I needed to do inside of our community. My parents have been, like I said, they've been in the Park Estates North, Cashman's Wildwood neighborhood for over 50 years. So I came back and started with the neighborhood association and worked with them hand in hand, whereas today I am the president of the neighborhood association for Park Estates North, Cashman's Wildwood. I enjoy it. I teach. We're bringing in some of the leaders from the community, from like Nikki Nice and all of them. We brought all of them in so that they could, so our community could be engaged. Engagement is so important. And that was one of the things that really and truly brought me into this race, is because I don't believe in us not knowing. And when they say that, and I'm not making this a black or white thing, but what it is that it's facts, is that we are the least informed people when it comes to politics. When it comes as voters, we need to be informed. We need to be at the table. When I went to a couple of our economic meetings and that they had, it really brought an aha moment to me, because we weren't sitting at the table. And that is where I was like, that's enough of that. And that's what made me say, okay, we have to do this. Not me, but we. If it's not a we thing, we're going to get ran over. And that's the thing that really and truly concerns me as an Oklahomian, is that we need to be at the table. We need to express our concerns. We need to express who we are. We need to express our culture. And if we don't have that, what do we have?
So Andrea.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know whether to call you Miss Holman or Andrea. I've known you a while,
Yes,
and
sir.
I've never heard this bit. I mean, we've always had good conversation, but this is business, Miss Holman.
Yes,
so
yes,
it makes me want to call you Miss Holman. But
Right.
so for those people that are joining us, just kind of explain what are the demographics of the area of Ward 7.
Of Ward 7, it's when I looked at it, I was like, wow. And to get here from the Spencer, like near the Spencer area, been a farmer, been there, done that, okay, and I can really and truly talk to them about what is it that we need at that table, the demographics there. Then we come over here into the district. Into the Northeast District, which really and truly concerns me about our culture and it being one of which that is going to be expressed highly. Okay. Then we go over to the Northwest side. We lived over there because I took my children over there for education wise. So I've been there. I know what the Northwest side is, and I know what the far Northwest side is because my grandfather used to work in Nichols Hills. So I know what the demographics are in those where they do all these areas that I have said. They vote. They know exactly what's going on. But you have to have someone that's going to step up and say, this is what I want to hear your voice. I need to hear your voice. If I hear your voice, then I can speak for you. But if I don't hear your voice, I'm only going by me and my interpretation of things, and that's enough of that.
I understand that.
So tell us a little bit about your campaigning. How is it going so far, and what are you hearing? Are you knocking doors?
Oh, I'm knocking doors.
Okay, so what are you hearing on the doors?
Let me tell you, I am one. Like I told them, the curbside had interviewed me not too long ago, and I'm not giving them a plug or anything else like that. What kind of tennis shoes do you wear? I don't wear tennis shoes. I wear boots because I'm going out. This is an all out war for me to say, hey, I'm on the ground running and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. My campaign is one that I am personable. You can come, you can talk to me, you can say whatever. I can, being in ministry for over 27 years, I've learned how to go from the high to the low. So it's who you can talk to and be adaptable and not trying to put anyone down. So that's my campaign right there, is the personability. And then also commitment and loyalty. Those are the three things that I'm hitting upon, are the loyalty. Because I am loyal and I am true to Oklahoma. This is not new to me. I've been an advocate for my daughter is 17. I've been an advocate over 17, 18 years. So I've been in advocacy. People may not know and recognize me until they see me. And then they're like, oh, that's you. So yes. And then over on the Northwest side, and where we were talking about the demographics, the Northwest side has the entrepreneur that is really enriched over there, where I'm saying is going back over towards your Nichols Hills area. They're already. But when we are in a desert, a food desert on our area, that's the thing that I'm looking at over here. I'm all for progression. I'm all for progressing extensively, but not on the backs of the citizens, or not on the backs of the residents in Ward 7.
Let me ask you a question. This strict, all this is your opinion, but this question, we just came out of a tough election. Very tough election. There's people that are upset. There's people feel disenfranchised by the political system. It's people that believe that the election was fixed.
Right.
There's people that just want to wash their hands of politics and campaigns because they feel like they gave their all. They need that. They want to see it work out for them. But there's always winners and losers.
Right.
There's always somebody upset and there's always somebody happy. For a lot of people, there was a lot of people upset. For those people that are upset, that would not typically vote, or they're not voting in this special election, what advice would you give them to tell them how important it is to vote in this election?
It's very important to vote in this particular election.
In all elections?
In all elections, yeah. I'm gonna.
Okay.
Go
she gonna build
yeah,
that.
I'm gonna build that.
She gotta get that. Right? Gotta get that.
I'm sorry.
So the local is where we really and truly need to start, because we have to build that solid foundation. If the foundation is not solid, we're going to be top and turban and everything else. But once you start building, then you start going up locally, then you go up state, and then you go up to the federal. But if you're not going to hit it locally, this is where it counts. This is where you're saying, hey, I really and truly need someone who is going to be stable. I need someone who is going to be committed. I need someone who is going to be a voice that is going to be reckoned with. And when you have that at the local level, you can go up that stairway to the state. Then you go to the federal. But if, like I said, you have to start here. You have to start with those millenniums with saying, hey, our forefathers fought for this. This is what's needed. This is what it does. You may not think that your voice is being heard or your vote is not being cast, but it is. It really and truly is.
So as you're looking and you're out on the doors, what are you seeing as Ward 7, some of their greatest assets and some challenges that we need to work on?
The greatest assets in Ward 7 is that they have a sense of pride. They have a sense of wanting to see us do better, wanting us, but a sense of not belonging. Okay? When you feel as if your voice is not being heard, that's a problem. When you feel like the world is against you and nobody else, that's a problem. Yeah. So how do we fix that? You start locally.
Okay. So, of course, one of the big things that's been going on for 30 years in Oklahoma City's maps, and it is a 1 penny sales tax that over and over Oklahoma City residents have had the confidence in Oklahoma City government to restore and renew that 1 penny sales tax to invest in Oklahoma City. And for those that are not a part of it, and what I mean for those that don't know, so much of Oklahoma City's growth, what people see today, has become because of that MAPS tax.
Right.
My question is, as a city councilwoman of Ward 7, how would you ensure that Ward 7 is a part of it? Because Ward 7 is often an island and is left out.
Yes, sir.
Although we were part of the last one.
Right.
What would you do to ensure that we're part of it? And what do you see? Do you see any projects that you like to see in maybe the next one?
Okay. Thank you. That's a great question. My first thing in my platform is also, first we have to invest in the people. Because if you do not invest in the people, the mentality is going to be as such, is so low. But if you invest in the people, you tell them you give them what they're worth. Number one, the wages are way too low, and I know that's a major problem because you're not being paid of what you're worth. So that right there is number one tackle for me. Is let's talk about how can we bring people up and make the self-esteem. That's one of the things that people have to understand, even with homeless. We have homeless, and that's one of the things that I believe that needs to be addressed as well. So when we are tackling, you tackle the person first. You don't go, the infrastructure is always going to be there. But if you don't deal with the person, that's the problem. That's where I stand. That's where I would like to start, is to start talking about, let's see what we can do. What programs and projects, see, I'm a programs and projects woman. I designed 21 programs and projects in the ministry. So, and then went on for entrepreneurship. But if you do not have the mindset, you can be a millionaire and you can receive billions. But if you do not know how to manage, how to handle it, you're not going to keep that for very long, even for generational wealth. So those are some of the things that I would like to talk about. Even in MAPS, you talk about dealing with what's right in front of us. The self-esteem of Oklahoma has to change because we can bring all the businesses in here that we want to. But if we do not tackle that part right there, they will not come. You have to build the people up first, and then they will come.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. So we talk about, so, you know, my background is economic development. So every time you hit on economic development or workforce, like, it hits home for me. But I want our viewers to hear you and not me. Because every time you say, I want to jump in there and be like, this is what's going on. This is how, you know, this is how we can fix things. But I definitely want our subscribers to hear you and your platform. But the heart of Ward 7 is often described as Northeast 23rd Street.
Right.
So there's a lot of development that's going on that. It is a lot. And businesses that are coming in and are closing.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel, or how do you see the renaissance, so that we're calling it of 23rd Street or Northeast Oklahoma City? How do you see what that could be in building Northeast 23rd? What would you like to see?
I would like to see when we're building up 23rd, the same as, and I'm going to get back to my grassroots. My grassroots is one of in Tulsa. My family was part of Black Wall Street. So when you start talking about building, we have the entrepreneurs. It's just like I told them, when I go for a building or some property or things like that, I have to go get a loan. But when you want to come in, you want to bring TIF taxes. See, make that make sense.
Tax increment finance.
Tax increment finance.
I'm just making sure people know what TIF is. Go ahead.
And that was the part that I had to bring. And it was not well received, or was it liked. But the thing of it is that you need to understand that we do know what's really and truly going on. The thing of it is that I don't have a problem with 23rd. I would love to see 23rd. 23rd should have been one of the first projects that should have been touched because you're bringing in tourism. And when you're bringing in tourism, you're bringing in, again, the mindset of people. So when you're bringing in the tourism, they're seeing, oh, these are dilapidated buildings. Some of those buildings should have never been torn down because they were historically built in that time. And those are the things that I think that we should be recognizing and seeing, that if they are historically built, we should not be touching those. We should preserve what we have already. We should be buying, and this is one of the things, is that in Chinatown, we don't have a problem in Chinatown now, do we? But we do on Northeast 23rd. Why is it that a group of entrepreneurs can't get together and buy the land and build that? So it is affordable. See, when it's not affordable, no, people are not going to be able to stay. But if it's affordable and it's attainable, we'll be able to stay. But that's one of the reasons why we haven't been able to, because it has not been affordable. But it was affordable back in the 70s, 80s, 90s, when our parents were even owning businesses over there. We have to come back and do a regroup, a restructure of what we're looking at.
And really, you're speaking to this question about gentrification. Gentrification is real. It's not only happening in Oklahoma City. No, it's happening across the country.
Yes, sir.
And it's a phenomenon that is here. And in some areas, some states, it's been going on 20, 30 years. Oklahoma's is not as old.
No, sir.
However...
well, it is. It really and truly is. Gentrification has always been with us. Right. See, this is what I tell people. It's not in the land. It's in the people. I'm on the Northeast side, living in the Northeast side. It is the people. It is the people who make Oklahoma what it is. So, say for instance, gentrification has been, we've been in, I'm thinking back, when we were at the fairgrounds. We lived on the fairgrounds. They took that over. We moved over downtown. That was taken over. Then we moved over to 23rd. That was taken over. When will we say enough is enough?
Right.
I hear all the backs. I hear all the sofa talking. I hear all of this. But when will we, as a people, stand up and say enough is enough? That is why I jumped myself in there, because I have had enough. I don't live a woulda, coulda, shoulda life. I never have, never will. I will live a life that is very productive. I will live a life that is very committed. I will live a life that is very loyal. Because, see, like I told him, my loyalty is not for sale.
I hear you. It's very important to have, like you said, somebody sitting at the table.
Yes.
You have to have an advocate that's sitting at the table that's in those conversations that can absolutely speak for the people and on behalf of their constituents.
Protecting that cultural identity.
Protecting it.
Yeah.
We don't go messing with anybody else's culture.
Yep.
But our culture is so dynamic and so affluent that it just, I won't say that it will intimidate people, but when you walk into a room that will be like, and that's the way you carry yourself. That's the way that we carry ourselves.
Our culture is being replicated all over the nation. All over the nation. I remember me being in school and people would make fun of us because they're like, oh, all you guys you wear Jordans. Right. And now you see everybody.
In Jordan.
Every color, race, ethnicity, everybody. So it's a culture thing and it's being replicated all over the nation.
All over the world.
All over the world. Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
All over the world when we think about that. We know Ward 7 reaches out. It's a major ward. So it stretches out as far east, Oklahoma as Spencer.
Yes.
So when you're thinking about Spencer being not a rural area, but a rural area.
It is.
Do you have any specific plans to help that area out?
Well, there's a lot of land grants and things like that they really and truly need to tap into. Mm-hmm. Me, like I said, I'm a farmer. Believe it or not, I'm a farmer with lashes.
Okay, I'm from the country too.
Yes,
farmer
I'm
with
a
lashes.
farmer with lashes and enjoy every minute of it.
You probably need to copyright that one. Okay,
I'm a
farmer with lashes.
You heard it here first.
I already have the T-shirt. Okay. But the thing is that I can identify with the farmers and with not having the resources to come to them or knowing about the resources. Mm-hmm. If we knew about the resources, I guarantee you we would take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And those are the things, and building up. You see the buildings that are coming and they're going to hit the rural areas. Well, they need to be prepared. Mm-hmm. And how do you prepare people? You have to train them. You have to tell them, hey, this is what's coming in our back door. This is what you need to be ready. I need the questions and the answers. I don't need to bring 50 million people into a conference and telling you about our area. You need to tell me about the area. Tell me why you love it. Tell me why it's great to cultivate there. I have several family members that's out there right now. So that's not anything new. Mm-hmm. That Spencer is really and truly being looked at.
So we're just about to wrap up.
Yes.
And so I have probably your final sales pitch. I want you to tell everybody why they should vote
vote
Andrea
for me.
Holman.
Well, like I said, I am not a novice to this.
Clearly not.
No, sir.
Because you have knocked me out today.
And I knocked them out when I got into this race as well. Because again, I'm the president of our community. I am in the trenches in our community. I door knock, I do everything. The thing that I will do, and I will bring different, is that I am a door knocker. I am wanting to know what you want, not what I want, not what I suspect that you want, but I need to know what it is that each and every one in the different residents need. See, our needs are all the same, but we're different in certain areas because we need on the northeast side not to be redlined, okay? But we need over in Nichols Hills area, we need better roads. They need better roads because they almost tore my car up. So, for real. And so what is needed on the other side, but we need training. We need to have people. Some people are one paycheck away from being homeless. And we're not talking about that. And I'm willing to talk about that, to have those strong conversations, to bring in people that will show you, teach you how to maintain your house. We're not doing that. And those are the type of things that we need to be doing as a city council. Getting out there in the trenches, putting my boots on and saying, look, this is what needs to happen. This is what should happen. Let's get at it. But I cannot do this by myself. It takes a we. And I keep saying we. I say that to my team all the time. It's not a me. It's a we. Because only me standing there alone by myself, I'm a straight target. But if it's we and we're collective, black, brown, white, whatever the color may be, we are still as one. Needing the same thing. Food, shelter. We all need that. So those are the things that we need to be talking about. I haven't heard it.
Well, Miss Andrea, tell us how we can continue to follow you. What website, what platforms are you on? Give us the deets.
I am on number one, a personal. I still have my personal Facebook. My other Facebook is Andrea Holman for District 7.
Spell that.
Andrea Holman for the number 4 sign. Ward 7, the 7 sign, .com. You can reach me there. You can reach me. I don't even mind giving you my personal number because people are going to get my personal number whether I want them to or not. I've been there, done that.
She said,
okay? You can call me and call me directly, not with foolishness because I have no time for the foolishness. But I do have time to get it together, come together, and let's get this worked out. Because if not, I don't want to be ran over. Mm-hmm. My number, you can reach me, is area code 405-403-5828. I am on the platform of Facebook, Instagram, X. Which one else am I forgetting? And TikTok. I'm getting on TikTok. I was one of those. No, I'm not getting on TikTok. But I'm going to get on TikTok.
I think they're taking TikTok away from us.
They are taking TikTok.
They are taking TikTok
They
away.
are going to take it away.
That's sad. I get a lot of my recipes
I
from
know.
TikTok.
You too.
I do.
Me too.
I do.
I love to cook.
All right, let's bring it back. Okay, let's bring it back.
We are grateful to have you
Thank
today.
you.
We are so grateful
Thank
that you've
you.
come and joined
Thank
us.
you.
How do you feel?
I feel good. I need all my sorors. I need all my deltas. I need all my zetas. I need all of y'all to come out. I am giving a forum so that we can talk. All my Alpha brothers, my Kappa brothers, my Omega brothers. I am opening a tea chai for me and you.
You missed one of the best
Who?
ones. The AKA.
Okay, that's me.
Okay,
I'm
you said
not
our Delta sisters.
No,
Okay.
I said my sisters.
I'm
My
sorry.
sisters.
The D9. Let's bring out
Yeah,
the D9.
the D9 has to come out. And let's talk. I need to talk to every last one.
Okay, did I misunderstand that you have a forum happening?
I do.
Okay, come on. This is a great place.
I do. I am. I'm having several. That's why I'm saying,
Okay.
I'm doing many of them.
But they can find that information on your website?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They can find every last one of them.
And repeat that website.
Andrea, Andrea Holman, Holman, 4, the number 4, Ward 7, the number 7.com.
Well, that's awesome. Again, we appreciate you, and we appreciate our followers to join us again for this very important this very important election on February 11th.
Yes, sir.
On February 11th, and let me make sure that everybody understands we have several elections coming up. On February 11th, we have Ward 7, and that was because it was a domino effect. George Young retired. Councilwoman Nikki Nice ran for Senate. She won, and so it freed up the council seat.
Yes.
And so that's why you have 4 candidates. You want to mention the candidates?
Yeah, so we've got Masood Haq. We've got Miss Andrea Holman. We've got Kamal Pennington and John Pettis. So
Junior.
John
Pettis
John
Jr.
Pettis Jr. So we will hear from all of these candidates. We are so excited to hear about their platforms and what they're doing in the community.
But let me just go through the rest of the elections real quick. We have county commissioner election coming up. Do you have the names for our county commissioner?
Not in front of me right now.
Well, let me just tell you this: is we're not going to mention any names today, but that election's also coming up on February 11th, and we also have school board chair position that is up the same election, and we're going to be visiting with all these people. But it's so important. We want you engaged. It's so important that you do not take your vote for granted. This is when your votes count. All of your votes count. But these votes really affect your day-to-day life more than any votes that you'll take. And so I just want to encourage everybody to get out there. And Brittane, why don't you tell us how everybody stays connected with us?
So we are on all major platforms. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on iHeartRadio. We are on Spotify and YouTube, on all of our social media platforms. So Facebook, X, Instagram. I guess we'll make a TikTok, even though it's going to be gone.
It might be short.
It might be little some short ones, but you can find us on all of these platforms, and we are just so excited for you to join us and to listen in on those.
All right. Well, again, thank you so much for joining us, and remember, this is an amazing day.
And let's go make the best of it.